Hello, this is CJ Baker. So we're going to begin with the book, Marvin K. Mooney. Will you please go now? So we're going to start reading here. So hi, Miles7689. I'm actually surprised that people are here. Like I said, I've never done this before. So we're going to begin by reading the book. So let's begin. The time has come. The time is come. The time is now. Just go, go, go. I don't care how. You can go by foot. You can go by cow. Marvin K. Mooney, will you please go now? You can go on skates. You can go on skis. You can go in a hat. But please go. Please. I don't care. You can go by bike. You can go on a Zyke bike. If you like. If you like, you can go in an old blue shoe. Just go, go, go! Please, do-do, do! Da-do-do-do, da-da-da-da. That's all I got to say to you. Marvin K. Mooney! I don't care how! Marvin K. Mooney, will you please go now? You can go on stilts. You can go by fish. You can go in a crunk car if you wish. If you wish, you may go by lion's tail or stamp yourself and go by mail. Marvin K. Mooney, don't you know the time has come to go, go, go! Get on your way, please, Marvin K. You might like going in a Zumbazay. You can go by balloon or broomstick, or you can go by a Campbell in a barrel drawer. You can go by bumbleboat or jet. I don't care how you go. Just get yourself a gazoom. You can go with a boom. Marvin, 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 will you leave this room? Marvin K. Mooney, I don't care how. Marvin K. Mooney, will you please go now? I said go and go. I meant this time and soul. Marvin rant. So yes, that was the literary classic, Marvin K. Mooney, will you please, Shape of Me, and other stuff. So apparently this book was an inspiration to Ed Sheeran, who's a bit of a talentless hack, if you ask me. So we'll get into this book. You know, it makes a fellow think. The shape of you, the shape of me, the shape of everything I see. A bug, a balloon, a bed, a bike, no shapes are ever quite alike. Just think about the shape of beans and flowers and mice and big machines. Just think about the shape of strings and elephants and other things. The shape of lips, the shape of ships, the shape of water when it drips. Peanuts and pineapples, noses and grapes. Everything comes in different shapes. Right, George, you're right. And think about the shape of gum. The many shapes of chewing gum, and the shape of smoke, and marshmallows, and fires, and mountains, and roosters, and horses, and tires, and the shape of camels, and the shape of bees, and the wonderful shapes of backdoor keys, and the shape of spider webs and clothes. And speaking of shapes, now just suppose you were shaped like these or those, or shaped like a blog or a garden hose. Of all the shapes we might have been, I say hooray for the shape we're in. So yes, that was another literary classic by Dr. Seuss, The Shape of Me and Other Stuff, which once again was the inspiration for Ed Sheeran's song as well. But of course Ed Sheeran is just a talentless act. He's not a literary genius like Dr. Seuss. So maybe we'll read another literary classic. This one I think is my all-time favorite. We got some green eggs and ham. So yes, all-time classic. Yes, I'm preaching from the gospel of Dr. Seuss. Let me take a swig of some good quality H2O. That's some good quality H2O. So we got some green eggs and ham. I am Sam. I am Sam. Sam I am. That's Sam I am. That's Sam I am. I do not like. That's Sam I am. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you eat them in a box? Would you eat them with a fox? Not in a box. Not in a fox. Not in a house. Not with a mouse. I would not eat them here or there. I would not eat them anywhere. I would not eat green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you, could you, in a car, eat them, here they are. I would not, could not, in a car. You may like them, you will see. You may like them in a tree. I would not, could not, in a tree, not in a car. You let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them. Sam I am! A train! A train! A train! A train! Could you, would you, on a train? Not on a train! Not in a tree! Not in a car! Sam! Let me be! I would not, could not, in a box! I would not, with a fox! I would not eat them with a mouse! I would not eat them in a house! I will not eat them here or there! I will not eat them anywhere! I do not eat green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Say, in the dark, here in the dark, would you, could you, in the dark? I would not, could not, in the dark. Would you, Could you? In the rain. I would not, could not, in the rain. Not in the dark, not on a train, not in a car, not in a tree. I do not like them, Sam, you see. Not in a house, not in a box, not with a mouse, not with a fox. I will not eat them, here or there. I do not like them anywhere. You do not like green eggs and ham? I do not like them. Sam, I am. Could you, would you, with a goat? I could, I would not, could not, with a goat. Would you, could you, on a boat? I could not, would not, on a boat. I will not, with a goat. I will not eat them in the rain. I will not eat them on a train. Not in the dark, not in a tree, not in a car. Will you let me be? I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them. Sam, I am. You do not like them, so you say. Try them, and you may. Try them, and you may, I say. Sam, if you will let me, I will try them. You will see. Say, I like green eggs and ham. I do. I like them. Sam, my ham. I would eat them in a boat, and I would eat them with a goat, and I will eat them in the rain, and in the dark, and on the train, and in a car, and in a tree. They are so good, you see? So I will eat them in a box, and I will eat them with a fox, and I will eat them in a house, and I will eat them with a mouse, and I will eat them here and there. Say, I will eat them anywhere. I do like green eggs and ham. Thank you, Sam, I am. So yes, that was the literary masterpiece, Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. And a real morality lesson there. We don't want to judge something and make up our minds before we give a chance and check it out. So yes, that book was a real emotional roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs. So it says unstable internet connection, so hopefully I'm not cutting in and out. But I'm probably going to have to log off soon. But maybe we'll read one more book. So let's see what we got next. So maybe we'll try this one. We got some 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. So we'll check that one out. Maybe we'll take some swig of the good old H2O. That's some good quality H2O. So we got 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish, black fish, blue fish, old fish, new fish. This one has a little star. This one has a little car. Okay, this is weird. It says lives restricted for some audiences. Your life contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reasons, regulated goods and services. So yeah, I don't get that. That's kind of weird. We're not selling any goods and services. And I don't think there's anything overly sensitive about 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. But maybe some people are sensitive about it. but we'll continue reading. Sorry to interrupt. And then it says, consuming substances featured in this live could harm your health. I'm confused about that as well, because the only thing I'm drinking is some good old quality H2O. So I swear I'm not doing drugs or anything. But let's get into the reading again. So we got some blackfish, bluefish, old fish, new fish. This one has a little stall. This one has a little car. Say, what a lot of fish there are. Yes, some are red and some are blue. Some are old and some are new. Some are sad and some are glad. And some are very, very bad. Why are they sad and glad and bad? I do not know. Go ask your dad. Some are thin and some are fat. The fat one has a yellow hat from there to here and from here to there. Funny things are everywhere. Here are some who like to run. They run for fun in the hot, hot sun. Oh me, oh my. Oh me, oh my, what a lot of funny things go by. This is actually funny. There's an Amazon warning, consuming substances featured in this live could harm your health. The only substance is some good quality H2O. And that's kind of funny. Yeah, it's kind of ironic. So yeah, let's keep some reading here. Some may have 2 feet. Some may have 4. Some have 6 feet. And some have more. Where do they come from? I can't say, but I bet they have come a long, long way. We see them come, we see them go. Some are fast and some are slow. Some are high and some are low. Not one of them is like another. Don't ask us why. Go ask your mother. Say, look at his fingers. 1, 2, 3. How many fingers do I see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has 11. 11? This is something new. I wish I had 11 too. Bump, bump, bump. Did you ever ride a rump? We have a rump with just one hump. But we know a man called Mr. Gump. Mr. Gump has a 7-hump rump. So, if you like to go bump, bump, just jump on the hump of the rump of Gump. That's kind of kinky. Who am I? My name is Ned. I do not like my little bed. This is so good. This is not right. My feet stick out of bed all night. And when I put them in, oh dear, my head sticks out of bed up here. We like our bike. It's made for free. Our Mike sits back. You see, we like our Mike. This is why Mike does all the work when the hills get high. Hello there, Ned. How do you do? Tell me, what is new? How are things in your little bed? What is new? Please tell me, Ned. I do not like this bed at all. A lot of things have come to call. A cow, a dog, a cat, a mouse. Oh, what a bed. Oh, what a house. Oh dear, I cannot hear. Will you please come over near? Will you please look in my ear? There must be something there I fear. Say look, a bird was in your ear, but he is out, so have no fear. Again your ear can hear, my dear. My hat is old, my teeth are gold. I have a bird I like to hold. My shoe is off, my foot is cold. My shoe is off, my foot is cold. I have a bird I like to hold. My hat is old, my teeth are gold. And now my story is all told. We took a look, we saw a nook. On his head, we had a hook. On his hook, he had a book. On his book was how to cook. We saw him sit and try to cook. We took a look at the book on the hook. But a nook can't read, so a nook can't cook. So what good to a nook is a hook cookbook? The moon was out, and we saw some sheep. We saw some sheep take a rock in their sleep. By the light of the moon, by the light of a star, they rocked all night from near to far.